Hey, this is Chantel Girardi from Online Business Marketing, and today I have a client sitting next to me because she couldn't get on Zoom. So if you are on the Gold Coast and you want to come and sit next to me and do this live, you can too. I'm fairly certain that she's making up excuses that she can't get her Zoom working now, but that's okay. It's lovely to have her here. So today we are talking about Instagram Reels, and actually it was a request that Rachel had in a live said, could we do something on Instagram Reels? So I am today going to be talking about Instagram and Facebook Reels. And then also for the live audience, that we will be going behind the scenes today to show you two different things. One, how to actually create a reel just using the Apple Play Memory video feature that they have, which literally does it in 2 seconds flat. As well as how to actually go into Instagram. So I'll get my phone and I'll actually be able to share my screen. It's an app that I use, which is called Phonecast. You download it on your laptop, you download it on your phone, and then whatever you've got on your phone will actually show on your laptop. So I will be sharing that with you today, but you do have to be part of the live audience or sitting down next to me to be able to see that. So as I said, today we're going to be talking about mastering Reels for your business. I'm going to go through a step-by-step guide. I'm also going to share with you 3 different apps that you can use to do that. Plus, as I said, the actual Instagram plus actual Play Memory video, which Apple has as a feature. So at the end of the day, marketing Reels are becoming a thing, like a must inside your business. But also, if they take you forever to do and they don't get results, then it just becomes a waste of time. So it's one of those things that, you want to be doing on an ongoing basis and you want to be experimenting with, but obviously you want to be able to do it strategically in order to get a better result. So Reels are basically short form videos and they allow you to share engaging content. Okay, no one's going to click on it unless it's engaging. And it's a great way for you to promote your products or your services and showcase your brand, personality. But at the end of the day, it comes down to it has to connect with your audience. If it doesn't connect with your audience, if they're not interested in the content, they're not going to click on it. And I'm going to use the word, it has to be not just engaging, but almost like disruptive. Because if it's not, it's just not going to cut through. Okay, it's got to be scroll stoppable, disruptive, engaging, a couple of things. So when you do this, you've got to go, is it that? Because if it's not, if it's cookie cutter and fluffy, it's just not going to work. So Instagram and Facebook, shares many similarities. Many of us will actually say that Facebook Reels actually can get a lot more reach and engagement because the reality of it is that many people are not using Instagram Reels as much as they are on Facebook Reels as much as they are on Instagram, meaning that on Instagram, the market's more saturated because it started before. And not only that, but it's a younger demographic. So because it's a younger demographic on Instagram, every young person's doing it. Look at me, look at me, look at me doing all these Instagrams. Doesn't matter if it's good or bad or whatever, but they're doing it. So you've got it's a lot harder for you to cut through because there's a lot more people on it. Whereas on Facebook, older demographic, less people using it, which means more people are seeing it. So I know, I think I've got one Facebook reel that got 240,000 views or something. It was insane. So you can't pick it. Sometimes you'll spend so much time making one and it won't work. And the next time you'll do something that's absolutely ridiculous and you'll get a notification to say, oh, you've got all these views. And you're like, what? Like, didn't even expect that one to do so well. So the differences between Facebook Reels and Instagram Reels. So with Facebook Reels, as usual, you reach a broader audience and it includes an older demographic. Okay, touched on that already. Your duration is up to 60 seconds per reel. So your placement, it appears in the news feed and on the Reels tab. Hashtags are not massively relevant because on Facebook, it's kind of like Google. It's more about the words, less about the hashtags. But if you want a rule of thumb on Facebook, you don't really need to do more than about 3 hashtags. And literally, it's like Google. It is what it is. It's what somebody would be looking at to search for. So it's not funny, cool little click phrases. Now with your Instagram Reels, a little bit different. Instagram Reels, the postman always comes at this time, doesn't he? Gets them going. No. So your audience is primarily younger. Okay, so I was talking yesterday over a beer with a real estate agent. He was paying all this money to do Instagram reels, and Instagram ads. And it was to sell a $3 million house in Surfers Paradise. And I was like, what's your demographic? And he goes, oh, older people. And I'm like, well, you're not doing it on Instagram. I don't believe spending that money is actually, that's not your place, but, who knows? Duration, up to 30 seconds per reel. So you've only got 30 seconds on Instagram versus 60 seconds on Facebook. Because younger people have less attention space. Older people can watch for longer. I can say that because older people are watching this and not younger people, so they're not going to trash me. Number 3, placement. It appears in the Reels tab and it appears in the Users Explorer pages. Hashtags, utilize niche-specific and trending hashtags. So niche-specific, but also trending hashtags. So some of the very much viewable or popular hashtags versus some of the more sort of trendy kind of hashtags. All right, so how to create engaging reels. So firstly, you got to have the right content. Okay, so scroll stoppable content. So you could be showcasing behind the scenes footage. So for example, Rachel's husband Ryan, they're in pest control. If he's like underneath or in a roof or whatever, or under a house, and he's showing termites and bugs and whatever, that's behind the scenes footage. Of course, people are going to click on it to check it out. You could highlight customer testimonials. And in fact, today, when I show you the Instagram templates feature, I was thinking today, those templates are quite good to show, customer testimonials. You could show tutorials or how-to guides or did you knows. And you could do present product launches or announcement, and you could even feature user-generated content. Then you need to select the perfect music. And again, you want to use popular and trending songs to catch the viewer's attention. And in Instagram, next to the music, it actually tells you how many people have actually used that song. So if one person's used that song, not popular. If 10,000 people are using that song, popular. Okay. You want to make sure that you're matching the music's tone with the message or the mood. So sometimes, for example, if I've got Ziggy in it, or if it's a dog sort of reel and I've used them in my marketing, I'll put in dogs or dogs day out, or if it's a Friday, I'll put Friday in. It'll actually bring up songs that have got, either dog in the word or Fridays in the word. And that makes it, easier for you to kind of search. And as I said, again, you can then just see how popular they are. But you also want to make sure that the music fits in with the target audience's preferences. Number 3, you want to optimize your hashtags. Obviously, again, we said relevant, trending hashtags within your niche. And really what that means is you've got to know who your ideal customer is. You've got to know what their interests are. You've got to know what hashtags that they are searching for or using. And so many people just don't take the time to do that. And you need to do that, right? Use a mix of general and specific hashtags. So you'll find like very popular ones, but you also want to have some of those ones that are less popular, because therefore still relevant, but less popular, because at least then when you go on there, you're not going to get lost in all the searches. So and for location-based businesses, it's important to use locations as well, So for example, for a pest control company, hashtag, because they're on the Gold Coast, and perhaps, they would be a great service for somebody who's doing a termite inspection. Then you could do termite inspection Gold Coast. Probably less popular than termites. Termites is probably more popular, but more specific would be termite inspection Gold Coast, which is more relevant. And of course, location-based, which is relevant for them because, they're on the Gold Coast, right? They're not doing termite inspections and whoop whoop. So another thing is you want to make sure you've got an attention-grabbing thumbnail, meaning that you don't want to put all the juicy stuff on the front thumbnail. You want to make it scroll stoppable. You want to have a little bit of FOMO in there. You want to pique their interest so that they actually click into the reel to see what the rest of the story is, right? So you want to choose an enticing cover image that encourages clicks. Now you can either simply just make one, like you could just use another photo and just make it. A trick for that is actually to go into your stories, use a still image, put all the writing in that onto a story still image, and then download that story image. And then when you have your reel, you just upload that story image as the front page to the rest of the video. That's a little trick that we often use. But just leave something for the imagination. Don't sort of give it all away for free. So you want to highlight a compelling moment or the main message of your reel. Again, just to stop the right person and get them to click in. Of course, a call to action. Now, I did see another coach recently posting saying that they had said to, make sure that you click through or share this or comment. And when they did that, they found that they got less engagement. So you've got to kind of be a little bit careful with the call to actions. The call to action is the next step, but it could even just evoke curiosity or even, ask a question to get that engagement without directly saying book a call, or head to our link. But a lot of people have said that works and others have said it doesn't work. So I can't tell you, unless you actually use it, I can't tell you whether or not it's going to work for you and whether or not you're going to get better results using it or not using it. You could use arrows, you could use points and things like that as well to get people obviously to take the next step. So consistency. I mean, again, I spoke about on Monday, I was awarded Marketing Business of the Year in the digital and social space. And it was after 5 years. And I was just saying, if I hadn't carried on after 1 year and 2 years and 3 years and 4 years, I wouldn't have won it. And it's exactly the same with, with social media. You cannot do one post or one reel or do 1 week's worth of it and then go, it didn't work. You've got to get it going. You've got to train the algorithm to pick up. You've got to scratch the algorithm and get it going. Okay. And also you've got to point people to it. So although you're consistently creating it, I shared it with somebody that I think I shared it with you, that you were here. Rachel was doing a newsletter and I said, well, if the video is on your Facebook page, the reels on your Facebook page, just do an email newsletter out and just point them to Facebook, because now you're going to get more engagement and traction on your reels. So it's going to scratch that reel. So the reel scratches the algorithm and gets a better reach. So sometimes we forget to, share that reel to your story, go to your newsletter, send people to that, and you've got to point people to it so that that can get that algorithm working for you. You do want to maintain a consistent style or theme. And I must be honest that, if you go to my Instagram, probably not. I get a little bit bored doing kind of doing the same theme, but we're also sort of testing it. So we do block it out. If you go and you'll notice there's kind of a theme that goes for about 4 to 8 weeks before we say, okay, we're going to try something different. Because having a consistent style and theme, it does increase your chance of going viral or getting featured on the Reels Explorer page. The design of your reel plays a pivotal role in attracting viewers. So you want to make sure that your videos are polished. And you can literally, I just go in and whenever I do my videos, I will just do videos. And of course, always in the portrait, in portrait, not in landscape. And when I do that, I just go onto my phone and I make the rule. And, I love rules. If you just make the rule that when I do videos, go and cut out all the bullshit stuff. So literally all you've got left is the usable sections on there. So literally I can just go back and go grab that section. So I don't need to be editing it in the Instagram Reel platform, because on my phone, cutting and snipping it on my phone in Reels, I actually find it easier to do it on my phone. And then then I just add it to the Reels and it's done. I don't have to edit it inside Reels. And of course, making sure that whatever features they give you, you use them. So if Instagram Reels says to you, add a description, you add a description. If it says add hashtags, you add hashtags. A lot of people will do a reel and they don't add the description, but then you're not training the algorithm as to what is actually in there. So you want to make sure that you are. It's the same with doing lives. So many people do a live, but they don't write a captivating headline. Who's this for? They don't connect with their pain point and then lead them into the next step. So you've still got to follow that 4.4 point post structure thing that I always talk about. You still got to do that. And then use all the features. So if there's a location, use a location. If there's if you can add someone, add them. If you can hashtag someone, hashtag them. Like whatever things you can put in to get your reach going, put those things in, because that's going to help you expand. Yeah, so you can use all the creative effects, you can use all the transitions and all the text overlays. And I say, don't be overwhelmed. Literally just go each week. I'm going to try and do one new thing, and I'm going to get that one new thing right. And then each week, just try a new thing. And also set a timer so you don't sit there for hours doing it. For me, literally half an hour. Like I give myself half an hour, set the timer, and in half an hour, I've got to get it done. I can get it done now in 10 to 15 minutes. Because I use that play movie video, and because I edit in my phone, not on the reels. And if you use the templates, which I'm going to show our live audience today. So again, to get extra visibility and reach, engage and collaborate. So make sure that you are engaging with your audience as well when you're doing it. So asking them questions or showing interest in what they're interested in and providing content that they're interested in. Encourage likes, comments, shares, and followers. But again, looking at it to see whether or not it's hindering or helping your reach. And then collaborating with other users. So, as I said, add those tags in, add those @, or do a joint interview, because now we're in front of each other's network. And that's how we grow. We grow by being in front of each other's networks. And our last one is about making data-driven decisions. So if you're doing it every single week and you're not going in and looking at your insights and looking at what's working, what time, how long are people actually watching for, and going, well, if people are watching for 10 seconds, well, I must get boring after 10 seconds. Obviously, after 10 seconds, I'm boring, or I haven't created the right content, or maybe my headline wasn't capturing the right people.
Maybe my demographics are younger.
Yeah, maybe your demographics younger. So you've got to have a look, at who's watching and why, and ask yourself these questions. Why did it work? Why didn't it work? What can I do differently? And then adjust your content and your posting strategy based on the insights that you gain. And I cannot believe how many marketing businesses or marketing strategists or in-house marketing managers are not looking at insights. And if you're not looking at your insights, well, you're just absolutely flying blind. So examples of reels that you can do are meet the team reels, where you can showcase your team members. You can share their roles, their personalities. You could have a catchy background. And you can have like branded hashtags like meet the team. So for example, like Katja, who's got a dance school, she's got a whole bunch of different dance teachers. She could have a meet the team. And again, you could use the hashtag meet the team. Product spotlight. So for someone like Leah, if she's got a whole lot of different candles, she could have a product spotlight every week, hashtag product spotlight, where she could talk about, because it's candles and we can't smell through Instagram reels, she can talk about the experience and describe, using all the senses, describe all the different scents, and all the images in the reel could portray how that candle smells, so that you get a sense of it without even smelling it. We get a sense of it, right? And of course, then how-to reels, 3 steps on how to, step 1, step 2, step 3. And basically it's around solving common problems in your industry. And of course, you can use music and use educational hashtags to suit. So here's some statistics for the left brain people. So on Instagram, accounts that use reels have seen a 27% increase in engagement compared to regular posts. Okay, so 27% increase. So even if you just want to sneak it in once a month, then once a fortnight, once a week, just sneak it in, right? And again, look at your insights and make improvements. A study on Facebook showed that 81% of people said that reels helped them discover new content on the platform. So 81% of people on Facebook, they said that they are looking or discovering new content using reels. Okay, so there's a need for it on Facebook. And Bell's Bookstore increased their Instagram reel content by 73%, and then they got boosted their online book sales by 30% by just increasing their reel content by 73%. All right, using templates for reels. As I said, behind the scene, I'm going to show you how to do Instagram Reels template. But for those that are watching online, I'm going to give you 3 ways that you can create or use templates, Cheats way, already use templates. So number 1 is Canva, and I'm going to break down for you how to use Canva. But number 2 is InVideo. InVideo is an excellent platform that provides customizable templates for Reels. It is suitable for different industries and niches, and it can help you create visually appealing Reels in minutes. There is a free option, and then of course there's also a paid option, which I think is about $20 a month. So you would have to weigh up, am I actually going to use this in my business? Is it going to actually save me time? And make that decision. Number 3 is Adobe Spark. It is, if you want a more design-orientated approach, Adobe Spark offers creative templates that you can personalize with your brand identity and style. It's particularly useful for businesses looking to maintain a high-quality aesthetic. So we do find that when it comes to product-based businesses, they do want a more polished kind of design look. You can get away a little bit more with service-based businesses, it not looking so polished, but for product-based businesses, it does need to be really polished. So how to create Reels in Canva? Number 1, obviously set up your account. There's a free and a paid version, obviously. You can choose the Instagram Reels template. You'll see its profile. So if you just search for Instagram Reels, it will come up. And there are a variety of pre-made reel templates for you to choose from. And then you just customize your template. So you can select a template that aligns with your content and branding. You do have to kind of see beyond the template. When you look at the template, you've got to go, how can I easily just change the font to match mine, change the images to match mine, change the colors to match mine, okay? You do have to kind of go in with, going, I can make this into mine. A lot of people go in, they look at it, it's orange and it's yellow and it's got a bubbly font, and you're going, well, hold on, I'm blue and green and my font's more rigid. I can't make this into mine. And you actually can, very simply and very quickly. And I'm sharing that with you so that when you go in, if you see it, changing the font's easy, changing the colors are easy. So just more look at the layout than anything else, because the rest is easily customizable. You can easily edit the text, the images, the colors, and other elements. Then you can just upload your video content, upload your video images into it, and your music tracks. You can add it all into there. Canva allows you to drag and drop the media elements simply onto your template. And it's on a desktop, so a lot of people prefer working on a desktop where you can simply create it. Then you can download it. You could even, on your phone, you could even have the Canva app open on your phone, download it on your phone so you can upload it into Instagram Reels on your phone. Okay, because remembering that those reel platforms are generally better to do on your mobiles. But if you were to do your reel, you could actually make your reel on the Canva app on your phone. However, for us oldies, some of us may prefer to do it on the desktop, but download it on your phone so it's on your phone to upload into Reels. You are going to have to check the music, because again, the music that you've got on Instagram may not be allowed by Canva, may not be approved by Canva. So maybe you don't want to do your Canva music. Maybe you want to leave the music out and just add the video, and then just add the Instagram music instead. Sometimes the platforms prefer or preference their stuff, some of their stuff. So again, you're going to have to try and see what works and what doesn't work for you. Edit and enhance. So all the editing tools are on Canva. As I said, I do prefer Canva on a desktop, but I do have people that use it on the app as well that say that it's fine. But then why wouldn't you just use Instagram then and use it? And then of course you can download it and share it. You can choose the appropriate format for Instagram and for Facebook, because the times are different. So Facebook's up to 60 seconds, Instagram's only 30 seconds, and that changes all the time. So that is of this date in 2023 today, in October. And then of course you can share it, put it on the relevant platforms. But again, you've got to know that your Instagram demographic slightly younger, Facebook slightly older, Instagram shorter form, Facebook longer form. So again, you can go in and just, make sure that you put them in the appropriate places. Okay. So think that takes us to the end of that. So I'm probably going to say goodbye to the online audience, because then I'm going to use the Phonecast app, and I'm going to show everybody my phone and how to do it. I'm going to show you how to create an Apple iMovie video, and also how to just edit your videos really quickly on an Apple phone, which you can then also do on an Android. You could figure it out. It's not that hard. And then from there, I'm going to show you how to use the Instagram templates as well. But you do have to be part of the live audience to get that juicy stuff, and to also be involved in what the next topics are going to be on. Like Rachel got to choose today. We've got the next couple of topics all lined up for November. If you want to say in it, you've got to be live. You've got to obviously sign up for the VIP program, and the link will be in the comments.